Hello and welcome back to Down the Track. Not too much cricket action today, but the PSL was going on and it was a great game of cricket between the Multan Sultans and Quetta Gladiators. A topsy turvy game. The momentum was shifting between the sides, and in the end, it was Multan Sultans who won by 6 runs. They held their nerve and they won the game. Honestly, I felt at one stage that Quetta would have won it. The equation did favor them. Even when Faulkner and Sultan were batting, the equation favored them after a few lusty blows. You could see there's a bit of dew around, and chasing was the right thing, but they just lost too many wickets. I think Quetta in the end, and they got all out. If someone stood there till the end, they would have won this game. A silly run out between Faulkner and so then with that kind of cost them the game in the end. But you have to give credit to Multan. They're unbeaten right now, defending champions, and off to a bright start. They're really have that boost. We don't know if they're going to qualify for the playoffs, but they've really brightened their chances already. It's just the start of the tournament. Things can change, and they might even change. But today I think a big plus would be that their captain Mohammad Rizwan, even though he got out for zero, someone like Ashan Masood stepped up. So it just goes to show that they're not just reliant on Rizwan, and I think Rizwan himself would feel good that they won a game without him performing, because I think over the last year, even the last season, they relied a lot on his batting. Getting them off to the right start, and then even continuing and dominating the bowlers to the back end of the innings. I think. The fact that he got out early today, you had Shan Masood, who was the main guy, and then people supporting him, Soeb Maksud, Riley Rousseau, and Tim David all getting 20s, chipping in and basically playing anchors to Shan Masood, who was the star of the show. Shan Masood, I think he set up the innings really well. In the beginning, it was more run a ball, single double, and then once he got to 50, accelerated and started hitting sixes and fours and took that strike rate up to 150. And in the end, Multan ended up with a good 174 runs. I felt that was just above par. It was still chaseable because I think closer to 200 on this wicket would have been good. It was a good wicket to bat on, good pitch to bat on, and I think maybe 10-15 runs a bit short, but they made the most of it. Did Multan, and especially with the ball, they held their nerve. I think that's important when it comes to a game like this. If you look at Queta's batting in the chase, Will Smith getting out early. He's had a good tournament so far. Couldn't perform in this game. Then Asin Ali, he hit a few boundaries that got the momentum going a bit. Then Ben Duckett, it was an excellent innings. He started smashing it, and at one stage he was striking close to 200. Then it slowed down a bit. Sarfaraz also, I think his innings were a bit slow. That kind of bogged down Ben Duckett, but they were still on course, to be very honest, even at that point. But both of them couldn't capitalize on the starts that they got, and that's where they lost a bit of momentum. In came Iftikhar Ahmed, and what an innings! He played 30 of 13 balls, so 1-4-3-6, a strike rate of 230. He was smashing the ball to all parts. He looked very confident, timing the ball well. There was one shot that he hit, I think, of who was it? Yeah, it was of Imran Khan Senior. It was of him. He hit a straight shot for six. That was an excellent shot from Iftikhar Ahmed, and he really brought Quetta back into the game. And actually, he set it up so well because I think the run rate required was around 14, 13, 14, and he brought it down to like 6, 7, 7.5, which was very, very gettable. And even when he got out, I felt that Quetta were in an excellent position. Yes, you want him to finish it off when he's given that kind of start, and he's already contributed so much that you want him to be a bit more sensible. That couldn't happen, but he still set it up for them where they just needed a few runs here and there. They were getting boundaries. Even the batsmen coming in were hitting. You saw Faulkner and Sultanveer both hitting boundaries as well, so it still could have been done. And it's just one of those days that all batsmen getting off the starts, but then in crucial moments losing their wickets. And this was a game of wickets because Quetta lost so many wickets that they got all out in the end. And that was the difference. If they just had their wickets in hand, at least one batsman staying till the end. If Iftikhar Ahmed, I think if he stayed till the end, this game would have been over with the over to spare, or at least a few balls to spare. So unlucky there from Quetta's point of view. From Multan, they'll be over the moon because it was a tough game. These kind of wins actually make you stronger as a team, gets you more confident, because in the games that you might have actually lost, you might have not deserved to win at a certain stage, but a winner is a winner, and they've shown that they can come back from a difficult position, fight back, and that's exactly what they did. Because last over 8 of 6, yes, the wickets were less, but Sohail Tanvir was still there. He hit a couple of sixes, was looking confident, and despite that, they still managed to get him out and win the game, did Multan. So credit to him and Mohammad Rizwan. I think a great performance from Multan in the end, and this win will give them a lot of confidence. And yeah, let's see how the rest of the games go. Right now, Multan are the team to beat at the top of the table. Quetta have had a mixed bag start, but some good positives there as well. Especially, I like the young bowlers today. Naseem Shah, he was expensive, but the way Hasnain bowled, excellent. He's the one who got Rizwan out, picked up 2 wickets, 27 runs in his 4 overs. So a very good economy rate, healthy economy rate there from Hasnain. So him and Naseem Shah are a bright future. So Quetta do have some really good talent, but I think it's about being consistent, and that's what Multan is doing right now. Let's see how the other games go, and let's just discuss also the Under-19 World Cup. The 2 semi-finals are coming up tomorrow. We have Afghanistan versus England, a very exciting match. The Afghanistan-Sri Lanka quarterfinal was excellent. Afghanistan going into this match after defending 134 in 50 overs, incredible achievement. England going in with a different kind of confidence. They smashed South Africa. Bethel, their opener, smashed 80 of 40 balls, and they convincingly beat South Africa, who probably had the best player in the tournament, and Dewell Brevis. So England will be extremely confident as well. Two different kind of games, but both will get confidence into this semi-final. And I think if you just look at this right now, England starts favorites for me just because I think their batting is strong. But the challenge would be to play the Afghanistan bowlers, whether it's the spinners. Even the fast bowlers are very impressive this time around from Afghanistan, very accurate. And spinner Noor Ahmed in particular, left arm Chinaman, is difficult to pick. Sri Lanka didn't have a clue against him. Then they have the other Ahsanullah, who's more of a Rashid Khan type spinner in terms of like a quick right arm leg spinner. So these two will be difficult to pick, and that will be the challenge for England. And I think whoever wins that battle will probably win the match. But Afghanistan also need to bat well. They need to stick around there and get to a score of 250, 220. If it's a tough pitch last time, still try to bat it out. Their batting has been a kind of an issue. But, against Sri Lanka, though, they still scored more runs than them. So, then you can say Sri Lanka's batting was weak, even though Sri Lanka did beat Australia, who were the other semi-finalists. So it's a confusing kind of trend, but I think Afghanistan, for them, it's simple. If they do bat first, they just need to play the 50 overs, get as many runs as they can. It doesn't have to be a 300. Get as many runs as they can, and then they can pile the pressure with their bowling. They have an excellent bowling lineup, but they're going to come up against an excellent batting lineup as well. So they have to be smart with the way they bowl. Need to be consistent in terms of their lines and lengths, and bowl according to the situation. Sometimes you get carried away, and I think just have to be patient. The way they bowled against Sri Lanka was excellent, so you just have to kind of follow that template. And it's going to be an interesting game. Let's see how it goes. Then we have the India Australia. We'll get into that tomorrow as well, because that game will be on a Wednesday. In a couple of days' time, that's going to be an exciting game as well. Looking forward to it, to be very honest. Both games, in 6-7 years' time, these young cricketers will be ruling the international scene as well. So maybe not every player, but there's going to be some players who will make it to the big stage. They're very talented players here, and really looking forward to it. Let's see how those matches go. And apart from that, we have the auction coming up, the IPL auction. So we'll keep you up to date with that. We'll also try to try to predict where players might go and stuff. Of course, it might not be fully accurate, but we'll try our best. And my co-host Abra is working really hard on that as well, in terms of the IPL preparation. We'll get you the latest from there. But yeah, I think until then, make sure you like and subscribe. Stay safe, and thank you so much for joining me. Take care.